Well, hello, and thank you for coming today to listen to class number 4, 2021, A Year of Sustainability. I think you'll really enjoy the class today because we are talking about water. And I think water is something that a lot of folks will be interested in. And I think you'll learn some things today that you really didn't know about water. So without further ado, let's start talking about water. Okay, so today's learning objectives are to continue our discussion about personal sustainability. We're going to expand on the relationship between sovereignty and sustainability and learn about stepping into your own power and becoming more sustainable. Now, you may be wondering how this all fits in. Well, we want to continue our discussion of Maslow's hierarchy of need. We want you to remember the importance of drinking enough water and eating clean, creating a gratitude journal, and sharing gratitude with others as well as privately in your journal. Sharing a kind word each day with others and a kind word for yourself. Spending time outside in grounding and planning for your family's security. Now, we've talked about all of these in the previous classes, and I'm going to keep reminding everybody of these items because they are very, very important. And if you've been practicing these items for the last 2 to 3 weeks, then you all should be really feeling a lot better and you'll be ready to come into your own in regard to sustainability. So sustainability and sovereignty can be thought of as one and the same. So when you feel empowered, you enhance your ability to be sustainable. So we repeat the basic tenets of sustainability each week because as you start feeling yourself and feeling others, as you expand yourself, you can move into the tenets of sustainability more easily. So one of the concepts we're going to introduce today is the concept of N+1. N+1 is about always having a backup for everything you need or do so that you never feel like you're out of control. You want to feel independent. You want to feel strong and you want to feel sovereign. So as you become more empowered, you become into your sovereignty. You become more sustainable. So the topic we're going to talk about today is water and coming into your own in regard to water. So as we said before, the physiological needs, you need to drink more water for your health, for your ability to focus, and for your ability to feel. So what are the sources of water you have in your own home? Let's talk about that first. Well, most folks you get city water from the water treatment facility. Now, many people don't really know what's going on. So let's talk about what's going on with water. So at your city water treatment plant, they have what they call coagulation and flocculation, which is a chemical process where positive charges are added to the water. It neutralizes dirt and other dissolved particles. So the flock settles and the clear water on top passes through filters, sand, gravel, and charcoal to remove the dissolved particles. Then disinfection is added to kill parasites. Such as chlorine may be the disinfectant, and some treatment plants add fluoride to the water as well. So this is just kind of a brief overview about what's happening. We'll talk about, because you probably don't really need to know anything in more detail, but I just want to give you an idea of what's happening at your city water treatment plant. So when you start thinking about the water that comes into your house, you have a little bit of background information. So then the water comes into your house. Now, you may or may not filter your water, but I wanted you to be aware of the different types of filtration systems that are out there. So you may have a filter under your sink. All of these are called single-stage filters, but single-stage filters are not all created equally. Some filters are sediment type, or they may have carbon in them. but few filter out pharmaceuticals. Also, the frequency of changing varies with the filter. And if you don't change your filters, you can be actually adding back in bacteria into the system if you don't change your filters often enough. I don't know if you've ever noticed when you haven't changed your filter, all of a sudden the water starts tasting nasty. Well, there's a reason for that. So the more sustainable the filter, also the less often you'll have to change it. So I have in my kitchen what they call a Berkey, and this is because the filters in the Berkey will go for 10,000 gallons. So in my lifetime, if I use 3 gallons a day, the filter would last for 9 years. So as you can see, the filters in a Berkey system last a very long time. So most filters in your standard filtration system, they fall into 3 categories. One, they might call it a microfilter, which filters 0.05 to 1 micron particles. So basically, it filters some protozoa, some bacteria. It doesn't do virus or chemicals. And then you have what they call an ultra filter, which might be 0.01 to 0.05 filtration, which will do more bacteria filtering. You could have a nanofilter, which is 0.001 micron, which will do bacteria, viruses, and some chemicals. So as you can see, not all filters are created equal. So it really depends what kind of filtration you have in your house as to what good is it doing. Now, you may be asking, well, if the city already treats my water, why do I need filtration? Well, remember, it's treated at the plant, and then it goes through miles and miles of pipe that can be any age. The city water, sometimes they have main breaks. I mean, things happen all the time. So the actual quality of the water at your house can vary significantly from the treatment plant to your house. So if you want your water, since your body is over 60% made up of water, if you want your body healthier, you want to be drinking clean and purified water. You really don't want to be drinking it straight out of the tap. And you may be saying, well, I've never gotten sick. I've always been fine drinking it out of the tap. But go ahead and take that tap water and put it in your fish tank without treating it and see what happens to the fish. Now, you may not think you've died from the water, but I can tell you it does not enhance your health to drink water that is not purified. And so anyway, so there's other types of purification. There's reverse osmosis. Some people have that on their house. There's distillation, there's UV. And then you have probably also heard of water softeners. We're not getting into all those details today. The purpose of this video this week is to get you really thinking about the type of water that you are drinking. Now, the other thing we were talking about is N+1. So if you lose the water to your house, then you're not going to be having any water coming out of your faucets. So you will, whatever you have left in your Berkey filter, well, that'll be great. So you have filtered some water through there, so you may have a couple of gallons there. But what if you have an extended outage? You may want to keep on hand other types of water. So let's while we prefer not to use water from containers, when you're planning for emergencies, you need to think, in my house, do I have an N+1? And you will feel more confident that you are prepared for an emergency if you have backup types of water. And so I want to talk about the types of water because many people don't really understand what they are drinking. So we're going to talk about the differences between distilled water, purified water, and mineral water. Now, I know some people drink other types of water. So what are they? Purified water is cleaned up to remove contaminants and chemicals. The process could be carbon filtration, reverse osmosis, deionization, or distillation. So depending on the process can actually remove flavorful minerals. So when you get purified water in a bottle, if it doesn't specifically say reverse osmosis, you don't really know if it's not just water that came straight out of a tap in a water bottling facility. So you really don't know the quality of that water. Now, I would hope that they are testing their water closely and uh, adding, making additional purification from that which is coming out of the pipes. But we don't really know that now, do we? Okay, and then some people drink distilled water, but distilled water, while it is very pure water, there is no minerals in distilled water, and minerals are beneficial to your health. Now, let's talk a little bit more about mineral water. So, purified and distilled water will quench your thirst and hydrate you, but mineral water provides nutrition that the body craves. And mineral water does amazing things like it helps regulate body fat because the minerals act as a fat metabolizer. You'll find things like calcium, magnesium, sulfate, and silica, which can contribute to this benefit. People who have high blood pressure can regulate blood pressure with mineral water. The magnesium and calcium help by balancing blood pressure by impacting the electrolytic process of the body and brain. So mineral water lessens body acidity also, which will help keep you healthier. It promotes digestion. It lessens constipation and bloating. Active minerals help lessen inflammation from arthritis. So mineral water also helps promote healthy skin. And mineral water heightens physical alertness, and mineral water leads to healthy bones. So while some people are really purifying the heck out of their water, are you getting the minerals that you need to be as healthy as you can be? So you might think about that. So I do enjoy supplementing my water intake with mineral water. There's many brands. I have heard that the Fiji water is fantastic and is full of all kinds of minerals. So you might think about that when you are selecting what types of water you want for your backup and or your primary drinking purposes. Are you only drinking purified water, or are you getting the minerals that you really need to be healthy? So let's talk a little bit about our outside water as well. So hooking up rain barrels to your gutter system is extremely, extremely easy. Now I have multiple pictures here. The first one on the left, the only filtration is there is a screen in the top of that barrel. So the water, when the water comes off the roof, you get, when you have if your roof is not, you have standard shingles and your roof is not like a metal roof, you'll get that shingle material coming off through the gutter system. There is a filter in the top of that barrel. So I do use that water that comes off of the roof for plantings. So then I also have the second picture is rain barrel that's properly piped. It has what they call a first flush, so that lug that goes down behind the rain barrel, it takes the first flush of garbage that comes out the roof and the sediment, and then after that first flush, then the cleaner water goes into the barrel. And of course we have an overflow pipe next to the rain barrel. So I currently have 250 gallons of water collection around my house. I'm increasing the water to 450 gallons. 2 of the 5 barrels are food grade barrels, and I've purchased 4 more food grade barrels, so I'll have a total of 450 gallons of water storage. I'm also going to be connecting all the piping around the house so that I can. I have been watering by hand, which is a lot of work, but I've purchased timers and piping so that I can just set the timers on all of these so that it will automatically water without my intervention. And then if I want to travel in the summertime, I don't have to worry about my plants drying out, because I can assure you, where I live in the city of Dallas, if you run your sprinkler system on a day you're not supposed to, they certainly will fine you, but you also can't keep your plants alive if you're not watering every single day. And that's really the importance of having rain barrels around your house, so that you can water your plantings as often as they need to, especially in the summer when it gets really hot, because I try to grow my own food. And so that is why I have a rain barrel system. But when I finish the system and get everything all hooked up, I'll take more pictures and share them with you. So today, basically, in summary, we talked about the importance of having more than one water source available to you. And then we also talked a little bit about the quality of water you are consuming. It's important to consider the quality of water you are consuming. You know, if you have zero filtration system, I would certainly consider when the water does come out of your faucet, is putting it in containers and letting them sit and breathe, so that the at least the chlorine will evaporate off of that water, so that your water is more pure. But I would certainly suggest having some kind of filtration for your water. And then, of course, it's important that you have some type of water storage, and not just for your plantings outside, like rain barrels and so forth, but water storage in your home as well. Some backup cases of water in case of an emergency. So you might think of all this. I hope you enjoyed planning for your personal water security and helping come into your own sovereignty with personal water security. So if you want more information, we can go in way more depth on all of these subjects, but these videos are basically just to get you thinking about your own personal sovereignty, being in control, knowing that you have a healthy source of drinking water. And also, I hope you learned a little bit something about the types of water available to you. So please feel free to reach out to me at info@heritageios.com, or give me a call. And if you have any need for one-on-one training for your facility, I would be more than happy to do that. So I hope you all have a good day, and visit my YouTube channel at Valerie Shoup. We have lots of great information out there. So take care and have a great day.